In this video, I'm planning to get Maude, my Maude Mk2 Escort, back on the road. I have now re-released this sticker. All profits are going to charity. I've already made a decent head start on today's job. Is sitting on axle stands. Safety first, people. But I think I've got it right. This is the same diff that was fitted with the Tranex LSD, but it's now fitted with the welded diff. Let's be honest, Maude is a bit of a useless road car. Not 100% sure. Somehow I cut my thumb, and then after a few whacks with the hammer, I think it takes 1.1 litres. She's alive. Julie, off we go for the first drive with the welded diff. Hello and welcome to this video. I'm Marcus Hayes, and in this video I'm planning to get Maude, my Maude Mk2 Escort, back on the road. She's been off the road now for I think 2 months since she snapped one of her supposedly uprated half shafts on the way to Aldershot Raceway, and I'm actually planning to take her back to Aldershot Raceway in about a week's time. So yeah, really excited to get her back on the road. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to reveal what's happening at Aldershot Raceway in a week's time until a bit further on in the future, but yeah, just really excited to get Maude back on the road because it's been way too long. Now, before I get round to the garage to start putting her back together, I have got something to show you. I have now re-released this sticker, which I first released about a year ago. This has been created with a professionally drawn picture of my friend Porrig's Pinto-powered Mk2 Escort rally car. And Porrig is, of course, one of the organisers of an awesome event in August over in Northern Ireland called the Summit Show and Run, which me and my beautiful girlfriend Kat will be attending again. The event aims to raise money for the local Parkinson support charity over there, which is a cause that's very close to my friend Porrig's heart because he himself suffers from the disease, although you wouldn't notice it because he doesn't let it hold him back. These stickers are now available to order on my website at marcushayesuk.com, and all profits from the sale of these stickers is going to go to the Parkinson Support for Manor charity. Now, I know that loads of you guys last year missed out on these stickers. I had so many messages from people after they had already run out. So don't miss out this time. Head over to my website and place your orders. And even if you did grab one of the stickers last year, grab another one or another few because, as I say, all profits are going to charity. As always, I'll leave a link in the description to my website, and I'll also leave links in the description to the social media for the Summit Show and Run. Well, it's a beautiful day today. A bit hot to be working on cars, to be honest, but I'm not complaining. I've already made a decent head start on today's job. I've got Maude out of her garage, got her jacked up. She is sitting on axle stands. Safety first, people. I've actually already dismantled things. I've removed the brake drums, which meant I was able to remove the half shafts. Here are said half shafts. These are the supposedly uprated ones from Elite Race Transmissions. And this is the spline that snapped off of the passenger side one. You can actually see how bad the spline had twisted before it snapped. I'm hoping to get a refund for these. Elite Race Transmissions have told me to send these back to them once I obviously got them off the car, which I'm doing today. But yeah, we'll have to see what they say. I'm not holding my breath, to be honest. If you've been watching my videos, you'll know that I've got another pair of half shafts to fit, thanks to my friend Steve. Massive, massive thanks to you if you're watching, mate. Really, really appreciate it. And these are genuine Ford non-RS half shafts, but that's exactly what I had in this car for over 8 years before one of those snapped a year ago, which made me want to buy the uprated ones. So yeah, hopefully these will be absolutely fine. I've already gone ahead and removed the longer wheel studs from the uprated ones and put those into these. I've got the other one around the other side. You need to put these back in the same side that they would have come out of the other axle. But I think I've got it right. Time will tell. Underneath the car, I've given the inside of the axle casing a clean. I've untied the prop shaft from where it was tied up. I've got my diff back from my diff man. This is the same diff that was fitted with the Tranex LSD, but it's now fitted with the welded diff, and that was welded up for me by Inky at Inky's Autos. If you need a decent mechanic and you're anywhere near Uxbridge, go straight to Inky's Autos. Dean and Danny there are absolute legends. They're experts on classic cars and modern cars and vans, so yeah, go there for all your mechanic needs. And yeah, really excited to see what it's like driving with a welded diff. I know that some people say they are absolutely useless for a road car, but let's be honest, Maude is a bit of a useless road car. Anyway, I grabbed myself a new diff gasket from my friends at Burton Power. I'll leave a link to their website in the description. And this is the Cometic uprated gasket. It's not paper like the original ones are. This is, you know, some sort of material with a metal material in the middle of it. So yeah, just a much stronger gasket, and I think you can reuse these as well. So if I ever do take this apart again, if I'm careful, should be able to reuse this gasket. Also, when I saw my friends at Half Rods to pick up some gear oil, I think this is the right gear oil. Not 100% sure, but I didn't want to be wasting my LSD oil that I have got in the garage, seeing as this car isn't going to be running an LSD, at least for the time being. Thought I'd save the LSD oil that I've got for Esther, my Mark 1 Escort, because she obviously still has an LSD fitted. So I think I'm just about ready to put this old banger back together. So let's cue the music and get it done.
Once I'd got the gasket in place, I lifted the diff into the axle and done up all the nuts. Then I reattached the prop shaft to the diff. And somehow I cut my thumb. I put some oil on the bearing of the driver's side half shaft before sliding that into the axle. And then after a few whacks with the hammer, I could then bolt the half shaft in properly, clean and refit the brake drum, and then it was just a case of doing the passenger side.
Alright, so I'm at the stage now where I need to put the rear wheels back on, but I'm not going to be refitting the wheels that I removed. This is the rear driver's side wheel that I removed earlier, and if you've been watching my videos, you'll know that just before I snapped one of the uprated half shafts, I switched to these Toyo R888 tyres that were very kindly given to me by my friend AD Bright. Massive thanks again to you if you're watching, mate. I know you feel a bit guilty about my snapped half shaft, but it wasn't your fault. But yeah, these tyres are super grippy, and I think I'm going to be running them on the front of this car, but the banded steels on the front of this car are slightly narrower than the rear ones. And what I was planning to do today is drive to Southall Discount Tyres, get them to put the Nankang NS2s that are currently on the front of Maude onto the rear, and then put the R888s onto the front. But what I think I'm going to do instead is I'm going to chuck these drift steelies on the back, and these are actually fitted with the Yokohama A539 tyres, which loads of people run. I do prefer the Nankang NS2Rs, and the R888s are just in another league of gripness. But I think moving forward from now on this car, I'm just going to run the Yokohama A539s all the time, just to try and protect Maude's half shafts. They're not bad tyres anyway, to be honest, and they've definitely got enough grip for the power that Maude's got anyway. But before I do that, there is something I've noticed on Maude that I want to rectify, and that is these bump stops. You can see that they're slightly angled forward so that they won't really be lining up with these, although to be fair, I'll probably need to get another set. I think I've cut these down a bit too far. But yeah, while she's in bits, I'm gonna loosen the nuts on the bottom of the U-bolts and just straighten the bump stop so that it's in line with this, and then do the nuts back up on the U-bolts. The passenger side one is actually even more kinked. Change of plan. I haven't got a socket that's deep enough, but I do at my other garage. So rather than struggling to do this with a spanner, I'll leave it for another day. Let's get the wheels on. All that's left to do now is put the gear oil in the axle. Just undo this bung. I think it takes 1.1 litres. You basically keep going until it starts dripping out of this hole. Job done.
Alright, so I've got virtually a whole one of those bottles left.
It may have seemed like it took quite a lot out of the second bottle, but what I normally do is once it gets hard to squeeze the bottle, I just switch to the second bottle, and then once I'm finished, just pour it all into one. And yeah, it is virtually full. So Maude is now fully back together, although I haven't actually run this thing for the 2 months that she's been off the road, so I hope we've still got some power in the battery. Let's have a look.
Oh, we have a light on the dash at least.
Pump sounds like it's got enough juice.
Got some fuel in the tank, that's a bonus.
She's alive. She's purring like a kitten. Oh, I see a fuel leak.
Let's nip the Jubilees up. All looks good.
All right, off we go for the first drive with the welded diff. I've been joined by my beautiful girlfriend, Kat. Now this thing feels like absolute junk. Whenever I haven't driven this thing for ages, and you know, obviously when I've been driving Esther, yeah, they just feel like two completely different cars, even though they are relatively similar spec. But yeah, I can already feel the diff fighting me when I'm trying to go around corners normally. When I was reverse parking outside my house, once I'd finished around the garage, that was interesting with the wheels skipping, but it's all to be expected. It's not like I didn't know what a welded diff is like, even though I've never experienced one myself. I may actually replace the bushes in the leaf springs on this thing. Yeah, it just seems a bit sort of disconnected, and I did change the anti-tramp bar bushes quite recently, so you know, the leaf spring bushes probably are due changing. Although I decided to tighten up or stiffen up the gas adjustable shock absorbers on the rear of this thing, and I gave the passenger side one a couple of clicks, and then it was on full, and then went round to the driver's side and it took loads and loads of clicks for it to be on full stiffness. So yeah, they're on full stiffness now. You can definitely feel it. It's really stiff at the back. But yeah, so potentially for ages they've been uneven. I don't know what's gone on there. I did of course take these gas shock absorbers off of Esther, my Mk2 Escort, when she got her brand new gas adjustable shock absorbers, so they might have been set wrongly since then. And we've done a drift day and everything. But yeah, now they're super stiff, and it kind of feels a little bit less, you know, disattached, if you know what I mean, the chassis and the axle. But yeah, I still think I should throw some new bushes in the leaf springs at some point. Anyway, we need to find somewhere quiet in Mexico so that we can test the driftability of the welded diff.
mess he's made.
Yeah, welded diff's pretty good for drifting. Alright, so we just stopped off at McDonald's for a frap, and earlier on the drive I thought I'd run over a glass bottle. Oh, what?
What was that?
Just gone over glass.
Nothing's fallen off the car though, is it?
What?
Not like...
Nah.
It's just glass.
Yeah, I just hope I don't get a puncture. But I now realise that wasn't the case. What actually happened is Maude's headlight glass popped off.
Nothing's fallen off the car though, is it?
What?
Not like...
Nah. And it was that I ran over. So I think loads of you are going to be happy to know that, yeah, I think I'm going to actually convert her to round headlights. My good friend Lee Booth gave me a grill ages ago, and I've got the round headlights that I removed from Esther when I fitted her LED headlights, and I've also got a pair of Mk2 Golf headlights in my garage. So yeah, that will be a free fix, and I know loads of you are going to be happy that I am finally converting her to round headlights. It was going to happen eventually anyway. Hello, into a new day, and I've just been to the garage to put fuel in this thing, and I realised that during yesterday's joyride we only had about 20 psi in those rear tyres, and I think that's because they were the ones that I had on the front of this thing when we took it to a drift day. So yeah, the car's definitely going to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more leery than it was in yesterday's joyride. Now, I was actually going to continue this video today because we're currently on our way to a car show that was recommended to us by my friend Steve, the guy that gave me the half shafts that I fitted in this video. But Steve says that this show is quite a big one, so I think I'm going to put that in a separate video. So for now, I'm going to end this video here. If you did think it was any good, please do give it a thumbs up and a share. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Click subscribe if you're new to keep up to date with all my future uploads. Check out my website for merch and parts. Feel free to follow me on Facebook, TikTok and Instagram. Massive thanks to all my patrons for your ongoing support. I will leave all the links to all of that in the description as usual, along with my email address for anyone who wants to contact me. But other than that, until next time, from me and my beautiful girlfriend Kat, thanks for watching.